Okay, back on it again today. Got a few more hours to work on this. Now, a couple reasons for taking the door off. First is to try to examine what's going on with that bolt. But second, or even more importantly, I couldn't get this step in place with the door on. Even though it was on, it's swinging okay. It had the big gap on this side. I couldn't get this where it needed to be, which is under this lip. I couldn't get it to tilt enough to get under that lip, but it goes in without the door, no problem. Now, as you can see, I put the front clip back on and I just lifted it into place. I still have to kind of maneuver it where it should be. It lines up here pretty good, but as I go down, I can see it's overlapping the rocker. But that probably because there's some spacers missing up under the radiator support, which would raise this front, I think, about almost 3/4 of an inch. And if that happens, this will pivot off of these pivot points here, and I think that'll move that to where it needs to be. Now, of course, this fender, this is all just Bondo in here. It's just a Bondo mess. And, you know, I don't know if you can see if there's enough light in there. It's just not really good. And it needs to be redone. And I'll get to it. But if I'm correct, see, this looks like about a 3/4 inch reveal here. And then as you go down, the reveal kind of disappears. So maybe as I jack that fender up, or that front radiator support up, that will go right into place. Let me walk into the garage. Here's the door up on the table, and the bolt hole in question, this one here. And what's going on, I thought the bolt broke away. The bolt is stripped. It's a caged bolt, even though it's not really a cage. It's welded to the back of this bracket. This bracket, I just watched a video on replacing it. They sell that bracket, but it's never correct, according to, geez, I wish I knew, redneck something, but not Redneck Coachworks, not my buddy Glenn. This was another redneck YouTuber. But anyways, he took this whole thing out, and it's basically 14 spot welds. I think 6, 6, and 4 or something like that. I don't know if what that adds up to, 14, but there are a lot of spot welds, and then you can work this thing out, and then I could replace the bolt on the back side. Other people put brackets on them and reinforced them. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, so I don't know what I'm going to do there yet, but for now, you know, the bolt is there, but it's stripped. I could just drop this right through there. So I don't know what to do. Maybe a helicoil would do it. Who knows? That'd be something. But I'll get to that in a minute, what I'm going to do next. I don't know how much time I want to spend on this door before I get it hung and in place. So I think I should spend my time getting everything right, you know, before I weld and continue on with the body of the truck before I mess with this door. You see that looks a little better, maybe a little worse. The gap is much wider at the rocker, but this seems to be more straight up and down. If that's the way it's supposed to be, I would have no idea. But the reason it looks that way is, I'll walk around the front here, I just threw a spacer block right underneath the radiator support there, lifted up about 3/4 of an inch. So what that's telling me is, you know, knock it to a half, I can get, you know, I'll close the gap on the rocker. Not a problem. And, you know, I don't know how big the gap for the rocker is supposed to be to begin with, so it doesn't really matter. The trick is to get the door to line up with this as well, and put a nice gap that doesn't bang into the fender. I've seen that happen. Fold the fender in, and then on the back side, no gap on this side. So that might mean the A-pillar's got to move that way, which I don't know how to do that, but I'll figure it out. You know what, as I'm looking at this, I'm seeing this Maybe this A-pillar has to twist a little bit. Who knows? I mean, I think it's in the right place. But, hope I didn't bite off more than I could chew on this one. If anybody's wondering why I don't get much done during the day, you can see I get distracted easily.